this car being a V6, it has a really nice sound. I can just let you guys listen to it. Listen to that. To get to know the Mitsubishi Pajero better, actually, before we even go far, let's talk about the well-known reputation of the Mitsubishi in rallying. If you didn't know this, well, now you know. Mitsubishi Pajero has earned a respected legacy in rally, and in particular the Dakar rally. The Pajero won about 12 times, having the highest number of stage wins and seizing more than half of the Dakar rally podium wins from 2001 to 2005. This made Mitsubishi to earn a place in the Guinness World Book of Records and are currently unbeaten. And they did all this with production models, just a bit more upgrades to take the torturous course. It just shows you how capable and about that life the Pajero is. Sadly, they plan to discontinue the Pajero in 2021 due to declined sales and Mitsubishi just deciding to focus on crossovers. Anyway, such is life, as one friend of mine says. Mitsubishi markets the SUV as the Montero and as the Shogun in other markets of the world. The Pajero nameplate is derived from the Papa's cat or Leopolda's Pajeros. The car we have with us today is the third generation V60, which was sold for 7 years between 1999 and 2006. The third generation was redesigned with a lower, wider stance and a unibody construction, which increased torsional rigidity and drastically improved cabin strength when compared to the typical body-on-frame designs. Moving on to the back, you have a side opening boot that opens up wide to a wide load bay, and you get access to a doorstep to aid ease access to the roof if you have a roof rack installed for more storage or such things. And you get enough room in the second row up for small adventures, vacation, and can take a lot if organized well. There's space to sit too if you want to sightsee and just relax and take in the outdoors, which I presume one does when you have such a car. Well, I know I would. The features you get on the boot of this car is, firstly, you get your 2 bolts for removing your spare wheel. Then it's even indicated there with the sign and a wheel, so that helps you to remove your spare wheel. Then you move to your left, you get your water reservoir where you occasionally fill so that your rear windscreen wiper can work, the spray. So that's where you fill your rear windscreen wiper fluids. Moving on, inside the boot you get a small compartment to get this way you get your hydraulic jack to lift your car with. This one looks like an aftermarket one, I'm not sure, but maybe this is an option that comes with the car. Under the boot tray you have more storage for when you're carrying things you don't want people to see, or things that to keep away from anything that has ice or anything. Your rear 2 seats split on a 40-60 manner, where you unlatch the rear seats by just pulling this tab, and it folds forward and you just push it up. It has gas struts, so it takes itself up gradually. To take them back down, that red button you see there, if you don't press it, the seat will not come back down. So you press that, then you hold it as you bring back the seat down. After it passes a certain point, you can just bring it all the way down and do the same thing to the other side, and you flip it back up. You have your rear 2 seats. If you're at an incline, what you can do is, see this? This is a lock. Press it in. Then now the door can't close. Let me show you that. The door can't start. Getting into the back seat of the Pajero, everything here on the seat is manual, so bringing the seat forward is manual, and getting in is quite easy because the seat moves forward quite a bit. That's the seat at its farthest position. I have about that much space. That space is quite great too. I can't complain about this car. I love this car. I would love to have it with you. You have your handrest here. It's quite up. I feel like I'm raising my shoulder for me to be comfortable. I don't think I'll use it really. I'll just leave it there and have my hand to myself. You have your grab handles when you're going off-road and you're being pushed, thrown around. It feels comfortable. You can be here quite some time. The only things that you can't be cool and be in the back seat of this car. The only two windows you get are the front windows, so if you have people coming in our society will try to put their hands inside to greet you, you just end up looking funny and you can't look cool, though it's comfortable. So if you're a guy who likes being cool, being at the back would be a struggle for you. The center seat is quite okay because the road floor is flat. You can have 3 people at the back comfortable. An SUV. It's quite wide and box shaped. To fix child anchors, can you see that? Yeah, here, there, and the other two to the side. This window actually opens. Just unlatch this and it opens that bit just to allow a bit of air out. Not much. Yeah. Getting to the front, you get your soft touch material at the top, carbon fiber trim, and this metal trim-ish kind of thing. The handle is nice and grippy, and you have your window controls for the 2 mirrors. Then the space you have here on your door cards is quite small, not as big as the German counterparts, but you have a nice step there and Mitsubishi lettering to usher you into your car. Getting in is made easy with your doorstep. You can step it up and in, or yes, grab here and get in. Steering wheel is typical Japanese, quite round, not so meaty, but I don't think you need a much of that. You can move your chair manually, front and back. I feel like it has some give to it. Yeah? Your seat controls at the side here are manual too, where you can recline and bring it back to normal. Getting to your center console, you get 2 cup holders, then a place to put coins. Okay, I would put coins there, if all small things. Then moving forward, you get your gear shift knob, but you get your special gears here for your off-road manuals. So the bottom one is your 2 high. So 2 highest gives you 2-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, where you can run on highways at high speeds, just 2-wheel drive. Then 4H just means 4 high, which will give you 4-wheel drive, and that will have you on 4-wheel all the time, and you can go at high speeds with that gear. Onto the next one, you get the 4HLC, which just means you still get 4-wheel drive, but now your center diff lock differential is locked. That will help you on off-road areas where you want to you want to go through a mud pit or something with your four wheels all engaged and moving at and have all 50-50 split power from the front and the back. Then the top one, this one is the most special gear. It's the 4LLC, which is your 4 low gear ratio that still gets you the lock differential, but now it gives you special gears other than normal transmission that will give you lower gearing but high torque for you to go up steep hills or really rough roads in steep hills or steep descents, to help you maneuver easily without the wheels spinning too much, in short. So it gives you the control you need at really low speeds, and this one you can't really go high speeds with this gear, and even engaging it you have to go to neutral so that the car can disengage from the normal transmission to the special gearing. Going on to the side, you get your normal P, R and D for your normal driving modes, but when you go to the side you can get your gears, something I can explain more with the plus and minus. For off-road cars, this one is quite helpful when you're in an area that's really muddy and you have to stick your gear in either gear 1 or gear 2 so that you don't spin your wheels too much. That can help too. You can use that to go through mud terrain slowly but with enough torque to go through the mud pit. Pajero thinks about you again and takes care of you, so they give you a small screen to show you which wheels are engaged and if the center differential is locked or not. In some other cars, actually in another trim of this one, you can get an extra feature for the rear differential lock, so you can have a center diff lock and the rear diff lock where I'm pointing as of now. And you get some other features. That's empty space usually has your heated seats, but as I said, in Kenya or in Africa I don't really think you need heated seats because it's already so hot anyway. Your ratchet handbrake, you're doing crazy things. As I said in the Belter video, if you haven't watched it, click up here. You will click up here, you will see it. Other than that, it feels, you sit up quite high in this car and it feels good. I can't complain really. It's good. You get what you need for off-roading. I feel nice. It's not as flash as the other German counterparts, but it does the work that you need to be done well. So for city runs where you want a small car you can park easily, this can do that. If you want to go off-road, go to your shags, meet your grandma, that kind of stuff, you take this car and hit the road. This one that comes with the sunroof, but not this one. And yeah. Getting into the bonnet of the Mitsubishi Pajero is quite easy. There's a latch just underneath the steering wheel. You pop that open and it pops the bonnet up. Getting in, the Pajero came with 3 engines, 1 diesel and 2 petrol engines. So the diesel was a 3.2 liter engine that came with 168 horsepower. Then the 2 petrol engines was a 3.8 liter V6 that had 247 horsepower and a 3 liter V6 that came with about roughly around that 200 mark horsepower. This one was mainly for the Japanese markets and the GCC markets. The Pajero features one of the most durable independent suspension designs in its class. This, coupled with the popular 3.2 liter DID engine or the 3.8 liter MIVEC, which is MIVEC engine, contributed to a strong reputation for reliability in challenging environments, Africa, Australia and the Middle East. You get quite big headlights here on the Pajero. You have your bi-xenon headlights and your halogen fog lamps down under. Then talking about this horn, I'll come back to it, but going round, the car is fitted with 16-inch rims wrapped with all-terrain Bridgestone tires. asked a number of times what that is for, those two mirrors. So if you look closely, it's usually meant to help you going through corners or going through tight corners where you don't know where your bumper is. It shows you the front of your bumper and the side of your car. So it just helps you get around places and not hit your fender or scratch that area. Because sometimes you feel like you're confident enough to go through a tight space, but you find it's small and you scratch your bumper. So if I go outside real quick, I'll show you guys how it looks from the outside. So if you're in the car, I don't know if you guys can see this. It's showing me this area of my car, that bottom part, this one. Then if you come this side, this one is showing me this area of the car. Can you guys see that? Yeah, that area of this car. So it just helps me not to scratch. As you can see, this part has been scratched on this car, but it's just supposed to help you not to scratch your wide fenders and your front bumper, because you sit so far back there. It helps you with that. It was there in the Range Rover. If you haven't seen the Range Rover video, click up here, either here or here, you'll see it. Then it's the same thing that's on these cars, just to help you go around tight corners. And yeah, one other thing I like about this car before I finish is you have slim doors. For off-roading, you can see where your wheel is at. If I'm here, I can see where my wheel is tapping at. You see that? I'm not even out of the car fully. If you look at the side mirror, and if you can see how close I am to here, and I can get my head out pretty well. So to conclude, if you're a young one or woman that likes the outdoor adventures every other weekend and wants a reliable, easy to run or maintain car with the pedigree of rallying to back it up, and don't want a full-size SUV yet, or maybe you just like the stance of an SUV but still want the flexibility and maneuverability around town, and you got friends who really don't mind the restrictions of the back seats, then I guess this car will be amazing for you.